What's up, guys? It's your boys Awoki back with another Chris Watts and Nicole Kessinger video, mostly centralizing on Nicole Kessinger. Why? Because after the murders had taken place, and obviously when the confessions started happening and so forth, things started looking a bit definitely weird with her phone calls and text messages to loved ones, Chris, Jim, and so forth like that. And we're going to take a look at it with the help of Footsteps of Murder. Before we go any further, if you guys could do me a solid favor and subscribe to my YouTube channel by hitting that white bar icon down at the bottom right, hit that bell icon next to it, so when I do post videos like this one, you guys will get that little ring notification that I've posted that video, and then you guys can watch, comment, like, and share. And again, thank you guys so much for the love and support that you guys show on my channel every single day. I'm so blessed to have all of you guys. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you guys also check over on Footsteps of Murder's channel. Watch their old stuff, watch their new stuff. You know the deal. Make sure you guys go give them some love. And with that being said, let's get into Nicole Kessinger's phone calls after the murders and why they're so red flagged. Let's take a look. All right, so I'm going to have to not use the audio. I'm going to have to commentate and also read this. So hopefully you guys don't get too bored of me just sitting here talking and so forth. But a lot of people like to listen to my videos on the way home and stuff like that. Plus, I have some blind people that can't watch the videos. So we are going to watch and while I read. So I've been going through the phone data of Nicole Kessinger before and after the murders. Calls made to her dad and Jim seemed to really ramp up a bit. I wonder why. After the murders, from July 14th to August 13th, she calls her dad 6 times compared to August 14th to September 13th, where she calls him 94 times. Dang. How do you go from 6 times to 94? That's same for Jim, 66 before and 106 after. Very, very interesting. All right, so from July 14th to August 13th, and the following bill from August 14th to September. So she did before and then after. Mom, which is Barba, which was 21, following Bill, which is 38. Okay, Jim, 66. Following Bill, 106. Dad, 6. Following Bill, 94 times. She's talking to a lot of people. Sister, Stephanie, 2 times, went to 22 times. Friends at work and so forth like that when it comes to the genoscience, Anadarko, went from 12, following Bill, to 1. That's very odd. So she went from 12 in that time frame from before, from July to August, and then after the murders happened, silence. I wonder why, though. Friend 2, following Bill, 13. Could that be Charlotte? Possibly. If she was a best friend, they call every day. I would have liked to see, obviously we know the text and calls from Chris beforehand and then after went from a lot to nothing. So, but 31 calls between her and the police. That's a lot. Holy crapola on a stick. I have not included phone numbers in this video, but all the information, oh, hello, is in the discovery and searches of Google, etc. It has taken me a while to put all this together, but I want to show you all I find is very interesting how much the phone calls increase after the murders. Please watch and let me know. I mean, she's on to something. I mean, definitely interesting. 14th of August, the day after the murders. Okay. August 14th, Kessinger Googles Shanann. Obviously, we've seen that before. She Googled her how many different times? But then August 13th at 8 a.m., she gets a call from Chris Watts. Okay. All right. So August 14th. Okay. No, I'm reading this wrong. Okay. So August 14th at 12:02 a.m., that's when Nicole Kessinger Googles for Shanann. 5 minutes later, she gets a call from Chris Watts, where she has 31 minutes of a call. At August 14th at 1:12 in the morning, she talks to Chris again for 3 minutes. Does this woman sleep? August 14th at 1:51 in the morning, she has another 8-minute phone call from Chris Watts. What were they talking about? August 14th, Watts played phone tag with a line at Frederick Police Department. That's where he was trying to make sure Nicole was trying to talk to him, or they were trying to have a 3-way phone call, is what it was. So that's definitely very interesting that, wow, she's definitely laying this all out for us. August 14th, call from Chris Watts at 2:06, unanswered. At 12, or on August 14th, okay, I'm just going to say this right now. August 14th, this is what she's been doing the whole time in the morning. Another call to Chris for 11 minutes. At 6, so she slept for like 4 hours. She gets a call, 4 or 5 hours. She gets a call from her mom, Barbara. She has a 1-minute phone call. And then she has a 2-minute phone call, unknown. How is that possible? How is it impossible? Okay. Nicole Kessinger spent nearly 4 hours searching Google and internet for Watts at 12:08 p.m. in the afternoon. News outlets and news accounts of Shanann's disappearance. On August 14th, 2:20 p.m., she makes a call to James Guotsky. This is her best friend, where they had a 3-minute phone call. Then at 17 o'clock, or 1700, which is 5 o'clock, Kessinger searched Google topics like, can cops trace text messages? How long do phone companies keep text messages? Differences between text messaging, content, and text message details. Kessinger searched the internet for new accounts of this incident and Shanann's name. Like, do you see the turmoil of this, like, unfolding to show that she was up to no good? I'm just throwing it out there. Now we look at the 15th. Completed a law enforcement support packet for Nicole Kessinger. A law enforcement support packet. What is that? Interview 1 to 5 conducted outside. Then she makes a phone call at 5:41 in the morning to call her dad, Dwayne. At 6:10, she gets a phone call from her mom for 23 minutes. And then about an hour later, she calls her dad for a minute. Definitely a lot of talking here. Holy cow. The next morning, I received information from CBI agent Stacy Galbraith. I'm butchering names, I'm sorry. That Chris Watts possibly had a girlfriend, Nicole Kessinger. While at the command post on this date, I received a phone call return from Verizon Wireless for Nicole Kessinger. On that August 15th at 9:49 in the morning, she held a phone call with Frederick Police Department for 3 minutes. And then a few more minutes later, she calls again for a minute. But then roughly 2 hours later, she calls them again for 6 minutes. Why? Very peculiar. Incoming call from Mark. Wonder if yep, still audio. So I was just hoping it was going to be her talking. But at 12:52, she gets a call from Dwayne again. At 1:57, she gets a call from Mark E. Leroy. I don't know how you pronounce that last name. Lee Hurrier. I don't know who that is. FBI. 1-minute phone call. Then a minute later, calls again. And then at 1:58, another one. What the? There's so many phone calls that she's doing. It's not making any sense here. On August 15th, at 5:36 p.m., this is after she had Googled "Can cops trace messages?" She met Nicole Kessinger, FBI met with Nicole Kessinger, for the first time. It was Wednesday, 2 days after the murders, and NK had brought her dad and her dog for the talk at the Majestic View Park. And then after that meeting, she calls her mom for 1 minute. Then an hour and a half later, she calls her mom again, has a 17-minute phone call. Very, very interesting. What is she talking about with her parents? Why don't we question the parents? Just questioning. Interview 2-5 audio of interview at PD. On August 16th at 4:30 in the morning, she calls her dad again for 5 minutes. On August 16th at 4:46 in the morning, does this woman sleep at night? She calls her mom again for a minute. On August 16th at 6:41, she calls her dad for 52 minutes. On August 16th at 7:40, she talks to her mom again for a minute. August 16th at 1:01 p.m., she holds a 12-minute phone call with another FBI agent called Mark again. At August 16th, 1:12 p.m., she holds a 1-minute phone call to Dwayne, her dad. August 16th at 1:28, she holds a 9-minute phone call with Kevin Kobach, CBI agent, the one that was removed later on for reasons that we don't know why. At August 16th at 1:46 p.m., she has another phone call with her dad for 1 minute. Incoming call from Kevin Kobach, which apparently I don't think she answers it because it's in red. So I'm guessing that's what I'm seeing here. Man, I don't call this much at all. August 16th, 2:02 p.m., incoming call, 14 minutes, call from dad, Dwayne Kessinger. Okay. Oh, hello. Phew. August 16th, 1-minute phone call to Kevin Kobach. August 16th at 3:07, call from friend who works at Talisman Geosciences. That's probably that one phone call. August, because she doesn't get fired until like after August 20th. She makes a 3-minute phone call to Kevin Kobach. On August 16th at 3:58, incoming call from her dad for 3 minutes. Interesting. August 16th at 4:02, incoming call for 9 minutes from a friend. What friend? Who? What? Where? When? And why? August 16th, 4:10, 3-minute phone call or incoming phone call for 3 minutes from her dad, Dwayne Kessinger. My goodness. August 16th, incoming call for 1 minute from Kevin Kobach, CBI. August 16th at 4:13. So it's funny that she makes a phone call right after she talks to the law enforcement. You see that? She calls right afterwards. So she calls at 4:13, 1-minute phone call. 15 minutes later, has another minute phone call with her dad. Interview 3, phone interview. But before, she talks to her dad for 49 minutes, probably going over the game plan. What are we going to talk about? What are we going to say? And stuff like that. But then she has a phone call with CBI agent Kevin Kobach for 50 minutes. Hoy. On August 17th at 12:07 p.m., she has a 15-minute phone call from a friend that works at Anadarko. Probably saying, oh my gosh, I couldn't believe that I just did this, or he did this, and probably playing the victim card. August 17th, 5-minute phone call to Kevin Kobach. Okay. Lakewood, or this is Lakewood, Colorado. Okay, so a call coming from CBI victim support, Hazel Heckers, for a minute. Victim. She's not a victim. August 17th at 12:28, right after she gets done with that phone call after 2 minutes, she calls, or incoming call from a friend. After that, she talks for the 20 minutes. She calls her dad again for 10 minutes. Then she calls then she calls her friend for 80 minutes. Hoy, that's an hour and 20 minutes, man. You know how long it's been since I've had an actual phone call that's probably gone over 10 to 20 minutes? It's been a while. At August 17th at 5:39 p.m., she has an incoming call for 3 minutes from her mom again. You really don't hear from the mom as much. She has an incoming call from Hazelbrook Sober Living, or she calls Hazelbrook Sober Living and holds a 14-minute phone call. What would she need to be having some type of sobriety? Very interesting. Now, August 18th. So she probably knows, or she knows now that Chris confessed or whatever. Again, probably was involved. We can't say for sure. But she has an incoming call from her dad for 26 minutes at 8:04 in the morning on August 18th. August 18th again, she has an incoming call for 2 minutes from her mom. At August 18th, 1:09 p.m., she has a 1-minute phone call and voicemail to her mom. Denver incoming call from mom at 1:10 in the afternoon on August 18th. August 18th at 1:29, incoming call again from her mom. Like, I go, and I'm not proud of this, okay? I can go a couple days without talking to my parents, okay? This woman is talking nonstop with her parents. Again, I probably should call my parents more. So, wow. I'm just kind of shocked here. August 18th, 4:25 in the afternoon, 19-minute phone call with a friend worker at Anadarko. Is this the same Anadarko employee that she's been talking to? Or is she talking to multiple different people? August 18th, 4:57, she holds a 39-minute phone call to her father. August 18th at 5:35 p.m., she has an incoming phone call for 1 minute from a friend that works at Anadarko. Is that the same friend? I have no idea. Called a friend, works at Anadarko for 2 minutes. At August 18th, 5:36 in the afternoon, she has a call again to a person at Talisman Geosciences. Okay, so I'm going to put these up here because this is a lot of reading. So we're going to see if there's anything interesting here. So August 18th, she's talking to her dad again, talking to Geosciences. You guys can see that here. We have a voicemail to Hazel Heckers, the CBI victims support. She leaves a voicemail, doesn't talk to them. Talks to her friend again at Anadarko for 2 minutes. She has a minute phone call to somebody at Talisman Geosciences, probably talking about, am I getting fired or am I what's happening? Talks again. Man, she's on the phone every 20 minutes. Not even that. 10 minutes. She holds a phone call or a voicemail to Talisman Science again. Called CBI victim support again on the 18th, more in the afternoon. She calls her James friend, Guoski, for 2 minutes. She probably wanted some booty and probably is getting it from him. I have a feeling that she's probably either she's either done stuff or she's thought about it. So she talks to the victim support again. She talks to James again for 6 minutes. So many talking to James or Jim. Talks to Talisman Geosciences again. CBI agent victims support Hazel Heckers, calling for 22 minutes this time. She calls her father again. Leaves a voicemail for a minute to her friend again at Anadarko. I'd like to know if it's the same person. So here we are, August 19th. How far does she go? Holy moly. We might have to make this into 2 parts. 19th of August. Kessinger searched the internet on topics related to Amber Frey, this is August 19th, the mistress of Scott Peterson. He murdered his wife and upon the unborn child. Her searches included Frey's book deal, her net worth, and did people hate Amber Frey? You're not no Amber Frey, Nicole Kessinger. She calls her friend again in that morning at a Darko. August 19th, she has another phone call to her friend. 11:26 this morning, she talks to James. So I'm wondering, well, he obviously didn't stay, or he could have stayed, who knows. He could have stayed overnight. She's probably calling him saying, I had a great time last night. Talks again to James again. Holy crap. A lot of talking to James. She talks to James again. She talked to James like 5 times that morning. Gets a call from her friend and then talks for 68 minutes. Oh, hello. Talks to her friend again, another friend, then calls James again. She's called them so many times. Holy mofo. August 19th. Jim. Holy moly. At nighttime, when she's probably in the mood. She probably wants some stuff. Who knows? I could be wrong, but just throwing that out there. August 20th. Talks to James again in the way middle of the night. Talks to Geosign. I do believe this is when she got fired, between 20th and 21st. She talks to Jim again. Then she talks to her dad. So there's a couple days that she didn't talk to her dad. Gets another call. I wish it's like call from friend A, call from friend B. Like to know if it's the same friend, like Charlotte. We got another phone call from her dad. Okay, so the 21st, interview of 4 out of 5 in the phone interview. She gets an unknown phone call. Police? ? Unmarked phone, burner phone probably. Who knows? She talks to her dad again in the morning. She gets a phone call from a friend. She's been talking a lot lately for more than 14 plus. Another call from police for 39 minutes. Then she talks to the police she talks to her dad before or right after she talks to the police. So interesting. Okay, so maybe it's not Charlotte now that she has called to Charlotte Nelson. August 21st, she's talking to her dad and then her sister. Well, this is a new one coming in here. Because probably her name's been out there that slandered that, she was involved. She talks to her dad again. Then she talks to Jim. She talks to a family member. Probably, I feel so bruised and beat up and I feel like the victim. She has another phone call to her dad. Unknown call. Police again. Dad, Jim, sister. This girl's on. Are you guys on your phones this much? I can't tell because there's no way I'd be on my phone this much. Another phone call to, let's see, voicemail to unknown. Then she calls, and then she calls or call from the Hazelbrook Sober Living for 13 minutes. So she's still talking to the sober people. I'm wondering what kind of sobriety she needed. Probably addiction to sex. Gets a call from her, or calls her dad. Then she calls her dad again. A lot of calls. Then she talks to police again for 10 minutes. Talks to a friend. Like to know who these friends are. Remember, she didn't have a lot of friends, she said. She just had one best friend. She gets a call from her sister. then police again, and then unknown this time. Incoming call. I'm just trying to see also any kind of weird changes here. Talks to her dad. Then we're at the 23rd, where she's been let go. Phone collection and police interview. Call from dad. Call from dad. Then she calls her sister. Then she calls her dad again. So many. See, she didn't talk very much on the 23rd. She's probably pissed off or something because she got fired. On August 23rd, interview at PD. So she's there. August 24th. Phone call to sister. Labor and employment. So, yep, she's been fired. So she's now trying to find work. So here's the Department of Labor. Then her dad, and then her sister again. We get a call from her dad. You guys are probably annoyed with me talking. Sorry. 25th of October, or August. Sorry. I'm thinking about October right now. Call from dad. Call from dad. Call to Xfinity customer service. Probably her P word is not working on her Telemundo or her television. She gets a call, or she calls to a credit union, probably to get some money because she's doesn't have enough. She calls Toyota Financial. She's calling all the people to let them know that, hey, I lost my job. So that's probably what she's looking at. Then she calls Charlotte on the 25th. She calls Jim. Then she calls her dad. And then she calls Charlotte again twice. Or she calls once, and then the second time, voicemail. Very interesting. You can see the patterns that she lost her job. She's trying to figure out if she can get a credit card or something like that, or whatever have you, to pay for things. Or the 26th, she talks to her dad. She talks to her sister. Then Hazelbrook sober living again. Interesting. Then she calls her dad, and that was it. So 27th, she is Toyota Financial. Dr. Slover? Who's that? And then she calls Jay Durston for psychotherapy, probably through the victims unit. Ford Family Therapy. Called to USSA, so insurance that she probably has to pay. Let's see. Unknown call that she's getting. Calls to her dad, sister, and then dad again. Then we're on the 28th of October or August. Voicemail, the Ford Family Therapy, then psychotherapy again. Dr. Slover. Family therapy again, and then to her dad. Man, definitely a lot of interesting phone calls being made. So a phone call, voicemail. So she called her voicemail. She's looking at her voicemail. Professional counselor. Still hasn't had a job in 4 days, so she's calling labor and employment. Then she calls Hazelbrook sober living again. How many times is that, guys? Calls her dad, calls her sister again. The 29th of August. Called her dad. Kessinger and Agent Kobach swap messages. Interesting. Gets a voicemail from her mom. Calls to her mom. Unknown call again. Unknown call. Dad again. And voicemail that she called again. So I'm going to stop it right there for half of the video. Definitely some interesting things going on here when it comes to how you can see before Chris, then after Chris, then she's trying to probably get her feelings out with Jim. Probably, mom, dad, help me, save me. I messed up. Help me fix this. Talking to her sister, maybe. I don't know what's going on. But what do you think in all these different conversations she's possibly having? Is it possibly, I messed up? How do we fix this? How do we fix my life? I screwed up, like, just to that extent. You can see also where she loses her job. She needs help to start paying for certain things and stuff like that. I'm surprised the woman didn't start an OnlyFans. I mean, it wasn't popular until just like a couple years ago, but who knows if she's doing that now? Wouldn't that be something? But make sure you guys comment your guys' thoughts down below. If you want part 2, hashtag part 2 down in the comments. So you guys let me know if we want to return to this and finish the messages or the phone calls. Don't forget to subscribe over to Footsteps of Murder. Make sure you guys share with your friends, family, or who you know. And we'll see you guys in the next one. So keep it real, keep it safe. And as always, keep nerding on. And we'll see you guys next time. Peace.